In the last episode, we finally made it through the spectacular Varadouro Channel and dropped anchor for a well-deserved rest. But before we could even think about setting off on our next 30-hour offshore leg, the boat had other plans. Loose mast, ripped sails, you name it. And just when we thought we were ready to pull up anchor and head out to sea, we realized we were completely stuck. So naturally, what do you do when you accidentally ground your home? You grab the scrubbers and you give the hull a proper cleaning. We're on a very tight, non-negotiable deadline right now, and every hour counts. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single moment of this crunch time saga. Let's get into it. We have now officially left the channel of Varadouro, which was just there. You can see it's a lot more open now. There are still some sandbanks, but nothing like what we had before. It was an incredible experience navigating those narrow channels, anchoring at these little fishing communities where no light, no electricity. It was really, really cool. Now we are heading to Cananéia, which is a relatively big city. I think it's even a port if I'm not mistaken. However, now we're going to anchor on the other side where there's a nice beach, a bit more nature before we head into the city to top up our provisions to cross to Ilhabela or Paraty, depending on where it is. It's going to be anywhere from 30 to, I don't know, 50 hours. We've already taken out a piece of tarp here because we need to patch up this sail and probably another one because it is just ripping. If you guys are wondering what's happening with our sails, I think in literally maybe 15 days or so, I'm heading over to go and pick up the sails to see them being made. So that's going to be really, really cool. So I am also on a deadline for that. How epic is this? Varadouro estaba bien? No? Ah, horrible. Horrible.
Horrible. No,
This-
estaba muy bueno.
And of course, Vinny, this is now the fourth time you did the Varadouro.
Yeah,
But it was the best time.
yeah.
Nah, but I think the Varadouro take like 10 days to do it. Because there are so many cool anchorages. And you can practically anchor anywhere. But yeah, Vinny, I have to say, was our guide. He had all the waypoints, all the anchorages marked. Gracias, obrigado, thank you, Lucas. It was epic. But the adventure, like I said, is only just beginning. When we leave from here to the next place, it's gonna be windy and there might be a little hole in this sail that we're gonna fix. Now, as these sails are super old, and if we stitch this first, we're gonna use 1 kilometer of whipping twine, and also it's just gonna rip somewhere else eventually, and we're getting new sails. So the plan is, a trick that I heard from a friend, you also have done it I think, is you just hold the seam together, or hold the rip together, get a piece of tarp or sail, but preferably sail in our case, a tarp, and just get some polyurethane glue, caulking, and just glue it over the top. If it rips again, whatever, but that's the plan. What's happening over here? I like it. One thing that's been sitting on my to-do list for over 2 years now is wedging the mast to stop it from moving around. We haven't run into any trouble yet. It's keel stepped and held tight at the top with 4 shrouds, but it's still high time to get it done. Now that they're all hammered in, we're just going to give it dry before we start cutting anything. We don't want anything to shift. And once they're all cut, we can start sealing everything. For now, let's let the sun do its work. Let's go and check out the beach. we managed to go all the way from Ilhabela to here without getting stuck. We said, let's enjoy this nice beach over here, let's enjoy this place, which we did, and we're just gonna head over to Cananéia, which is only 3 miles away. So we said, let's go, and guess what? We're stuck. Tide's dropped, and just the rudder is stuck, or at the back of the keel, so we're just gonna wait for the tide to come up. We've tried to accelerate our way out, but no luck. Well, yeah, tide's going up, we're just gonna wait, and then we'll head over to the other side, do what's needed, and then head off. But in the meantime,
Saúde. Saúde.
okay, a little drink later, the sun is setting, so we don't want to wait too long. Let's see if we can get out of this mud. What I think is really cool is the prop wash. Engaged the engine. We're still anchored, so don't expect much. Tres. Good. Not an inch. We just dug a new channel in this bay. Podemos dormir aqui também se precisa. Não tem tipo. The advantage is we don't have that much of a plan, so we could just stay here. It's not ugly, I have to say.
Essa parte curva do leme aparece normalmente.
Test how deep it is. Our depth sounder is all the way at the front of the boat. It's going to be an optical illusion. And I'm sinking in the mud, so it's even shallower than what I am. Look how deep in mud I am. So I'm going to make the most of this. You see how our waterline's a bit brown? Why not? I didn't intend to get stuck, but now I am. Why not just do it? It's chilly. So then we're going to try one more time, and if it doesn't work, we're just going to spend the night here because we see the boat moving. Let's use this as a reference. Estamos saindo. Alright, let's lift the anchor and head off.
The anchor.
We managed to get it. Back, Caio! Go! I think there's like 10 more meters of anchor left because I was like keeping it tight. Faz qualquer coisa, depois é de boa. Nice! Vai! Wow! Boa! That is so funny.
My friend. The anchor is my friend.
Ah yeah, the anchor is your friend. Every time I lift the anchor, it's upside down. I have to like, it's a pain. Every time he lifts the anchor, it's like perfectly with the hook pointing downwards. Anyway, we're off. That was funny. We were almost like, let's just stay here a night. Which was our initial plan, to be honest. Anyway, Cananéia, here we come. Nav lights. Dale.
Dale.
We've got Lucas at the camera, we've got Vinny at the bow with a walkie-talkie, because in this boat you cannot see anything in front of you. I've got the radar on, but walkie-talkie is key. So just see a ferry crossing over here. And, I don't know, we've only got 0.8 miles to go. Tem que saber que a maré enchendo agora. Mas podemos virar, né? Eu acho que eles têm porta, a gente na âncora. This is practically blind navigation, except for Vinny's my eyes and I have the helm and a bit of radar, but I don't know. Assim tá bom? Então levanta a mão para a direção.
Tá bom assim, eu acho que tá acabando a bateria do rádio aqui, mas que eu não tô te ouvindo direito, mas assim tá bom.
O motor tá neutro.
Quantos metros a gente tem aí de profundidade?
9 metros, 9-0.
Eu acho que dá pra jogar alinhado com esse barco aqui, ó.
Exciting! New place, arriving at night, it's always a bit like an adventure, you know? When you're out at sea you can't really hit much. 12 meters depth at the anchorage, 40 meters of chain. And it looks beautiful. I don't know about you, but this town... It rained a lot yesterday, so it wasn't really good timing for us to remove the mast collar, because inside it got quite wet. However, look at the weather today. Very, very happy that the sun came out, because tomorrow we're leaving and there are still 3 important jobs to do. 1, finish the mast collar to make it watertight. 2, cut the spreaders because the furlers unfurl and the sail gets caught in the long spreaders. And 3, take care of the dogs. No, 3 is we have 3 more patches to do. Professional patches like we did before with the glue on the mainsail. And I think once we've done those 3 things, if we have time left, there's still a million other things to do. But to go sailing, that is ideal. We've got Lucas on cutting the wedges, or the mast if it goes too far. Just kidding, no, he's cutting the wedges. I'm going to get the climbing stuff on, and should be a piece of cake. Even though this is better than nothing, I am not saying this is something I'm proud about. It's gonna look like one of those really old patched up hot air balloons like in the cartoons, with a different sheet for every square meter. The last test to see if we've done everything properly is of course to just have a little look if there are holes in. You can see where the patches are on there. Tá bom, né? I think we can go sailing. Mas pode baixar, depois eu dobro ele. Vou pode deixar cair. Depois eu já deixo pronto. Vai ver, vou ir dobrando e vai rasgando de novo. Vou dobrar bem leve. So the sail is ready. We have hammered all the wedges in. We've covered it with some polyurethane caulking. And now we're just going to add the finishing mast collar with some white caulking, which we have bought. Would have been good to use that on the sails, eh? And this is the second or third time today with some dolphin visits. And guess who lets us know? They're over there. There, can see them. They're gone now, doggies. And the nice thing about having guests is I can just sit back and watch them do all the work. Right. Everything is ready, the deck is clean, the crew is clean. Listo. It's the first time he's doing a long crossing, like an overnight passage. But we're gonna leave the channel now, go out. There's a northeast, maybe we can sail out. We'll try a close hold sail out. And then the wind will turn and we can sail all the way up to Ilhabela. It should take about 30 hours maybe? 30 hours.
More than 30 hours.
A little bit more than 30 hours, but we're gonna take it nice and easy. Take turns, and it's gonna be nice. Listo?
Vamos. You heard the gossip?
What
You believe while it's raining, it's good luck for
Okay.
the passage.
I'll take it. So going over the most risky part now, because until now the channel was all deep, like 40 meters. Now it's 5. Vinny was just telling me the last time he left on his boat it was like 5, 4, 3 meters, 2 meters, and then managed to leave until it increases very, very fast in the deep open ocean. 4.9, 4.8, 4.4. Okay. Vinny took us out safely. It's time to get the music on, get the fishing lines out, get a nice coffee, and start heading. Oh, we're gonna start heading out first before we head up to get some of the gushins. Have some feathers for good luck. I'm kidding, they were just on the floor and I thought this is a nice place to put them. .30 p.m. and the wind has picked up from the side, which is nice. Well, it was from the side. We might have to hand the sails. We've got one gentleman over this one here and the next. We've got a few watches coming up, which is nice, but look at that flag going there. That's more like it. 3 sails. We're not going to open the front one because it's just a bit too far away if we have to roll it in quickly at night. Tomorrow morning, if the wind picks up or stays like this, it will be open. Ready?
Yo! Sailing!
Finally. 7. Yes. Many times we've been talking with you guys about how does she sail, and what I've realized now is literally the 10 knot mark wind, let's say 80 degrees now in this case port, is the minimum. We are at 12 knots of wind going 7.5 knots with all 4 sails open. Of course you have no reefs, very low mast, strong stays, 7.5 knots, can you believe it? So if you wanted to know anything under 10, we just have to usually turn the motor on to not be going along at 2 knots, but everything above 10, 11, 12 we can actually start sailing, which is nice. It's 7:30 in the morning. I started this watch half an hour ago, took over from Vinny. Before that it was Lucas with, what is it, the dog watch. Super good night, super productive, 6 to 7 knots, even peaked just under 8, which was epic. However, because of the amount of wind, it wasn't even that much, it was like 15 knots. We did need all 3 of us on deck to make some sail changes and so on. There's only like 61 miles to go, going 5 knots now, so we should arrive tonight just after sunset, which would be nice, at Ilhabela. We've kind of been using this little corner here with the beanbag so that we can then see the plotter from here. Now and then, every 10 minutes or so, we get up to see around us, but so far so good. We are on our last stretch of 30 miles to get to the anchorage. As you can hear, the engine is on, but I'm not going to complain. We had 18 hours, 20 hours of non-stop sailing, and before that it was just a bit of motoring, so I'm not going to complain. It has been epic. We haven't had any rain on the journey so far. I mean, anything can still happen, but all the sails are filled up. We're just about to go past Alcatraz Island, and then the next island is Ilhabela, beautiful island. So Vinny has still got minus 3 minutes of watch, which was me 3 minutes ago. And then I've got 2 hours now, and maybe Lucas can take over a bit as well. But yeah, it's been going super good so far. We were super blessed with this wind and weather and everything. We are about a mile away, and it looks like I'm telling you a horror story, but it's the light on the walkie-talkie that's lighting me up and it's blinding me. So let's get this going. We are a mile away from Goat Island. It's actually right over there, that gap, right where the light's there. Vinny's at the helm. We're just gonna anchor right behind it. Have a really good night's sleep. The dogs are dying for a walk. Like Kayo goes on these trips on the deck, but Licky will hold it in until we arrive, poor thing. So get the kayak down once we are anchored, and then we're gonna get the coals on, have a barbecue. Vinny's gonna make a yakisoba with Lucas, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a first night, nice and calm, not having to do shifts. I know it's been a short trip, but no matter what, it is still tiring. we're gonna have a nice calm night, play some Uno, wake up early, go and do a trail or a hike. Anyway, a mile to go, not even a mile. Got the anchor ready. The anchor's already dangling from its gypsy from the support. Like I said, my priority is just to get those dogs on the beach and for a good run. Nicky, are you already looking for your spot to pee? Hey, are you already looking for your pee place? Eh? Yeah? 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 We're almost there. Yeah? You both ready for a walk? Yeah? Alright, we're dropping out 30 meters and I'm gonna get this kayak ready. Or stand-up paddle. I'll get the stand-up paddle's already here. The kayak's strapped nicely to the roof, so let's do stand-up. Let's go. Nicky, go. Go. Go, Nicky. Go. Go, Nicky. Nicky. Mission accomplished. And I see the boat's shaking a lot. And look, our friends just arrived. Yabá! Vou ancorar mais perto, tem uma manola aqui.
Será que não é melhor ir pra Perequê?
Pode ser?
Que vai balançar a noite toda aqui.
Sim. Bora então. Okay, plans have changed. Once we stopped, you notice there's a big swell coming in, look at them. And it's not comfortable for anyone, so we're gonna just weigh anchor and just anchor a bit further up. Yesterday we arrived quite late at night, so we just wanted to make sure we were anchored properly so we could spend the night somewhere and then wake up in the morning and figure it out. So we tried to anchor at that goat island, however it was quite shaky, so we anchored a bit further in, which was perfect. Now we woke up this morning, the island is stunning and you can see why it's called Ilhabela, which is beautiful island. The plan now is, well the plan was, because we have already kind of done it, we've left our previous anchorage and we are now in a new anchorage, I forgot the name. So what the... Barreiros. The plan is to get this engine into the dinghy, get everyone into the dinghy, and somewhere here there is a nice hike up into these hills, which is always something nice to do. And what's even nicer is to do it in this weather. It's 24 degrees Celsius in the shade, so today is going to be epic. Whoa. mountain hikes in Ilhabela to one of our best overnight passages so far. This section was unforgettable. Vinny just has one leg left with us before we reach Paraty to retrieve his boat so he can sail north alongside us. Safe to say, this final run to Paraty is going to be a wet and shaky one. If you haven't already, don't forget to click that subscribe button. It's completely free, it really supports the journey, and you won't miss out on the adventure.